Hello, cultured culprits. This is Crimson, and you are watching some Deadly Premonition. I pick up where you left off after managing to kill a few hours in a less exciting way than the entirety of the last episode, but we did. And it's now the appropriate time to call the meeting together to discuss our findings at the abandoned lumber mill. A bunch of townsfolk are actually over there, but I'm just going to go ahead and sneak my way into the now opened community center. Because that was a way to spend time. GV Community Center, Mercury Theatre. Is there a reason they call it the Mercury Theatre?
Greenvale Community Center.
Was it filled with mercury?
It's an impressive building. The clock tower is impressive too.
I'm not impressed. But I got my poncho on. It's raining. Don't know if that's supposed to happen or whether it really is random. But I'm just glad that I have something story to do, as opposed to just wandering around the town aimlessly. Talk to people. Why are there cowboy
I haven't
hats?
been on stage like this since elementary school. I'm not some tree in the wind this time either. That was a tough role. I was a piece of scenery. Bright red tree.
Thank you all for coming today. Getting right down to business. Agent Morgan from the Federal Bureau of Investigations wishes to speak with you.
Good afternoon. I'm Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Some of you are already aware by now of the tragic murder of Anna Graham. Truly a heinous, terrible crime. I've come to this town to solve the murder of this young, beautiful girl, and to bring the one responsible to justice.
I didn't say call me York. Everyone does. That's pretty unusual.
Unfortunately, incidents like these have a tendency to happen again. I asked to have you gathered here so I can share some advice in order to minimize the risk of further fatal incidents.
Okay.
Firstly, please, stay away from any dark, dangerous, isolated places. Those of you with children, especially of Anna's age, please, guide your children away from such places at all costs. Secondly, avoid going out when it is raining. Now, I've heard the folklore story of the Raincoat Killer. There is a chance that the murderer is mimicking the story. Women should also be especially careful. I would hate to see more victims.
Opening doors and walking into the meeting late. Caroline McLean, bar owner and singer. Hello, Carol.
Who's the fashionably late one?
That's Carol, Thomas's sister. She owns a bar.
Thomas's sister.
Is she extremely butch?
Excuse me. So, as I have said, avoid going outside when it is raining. Young women should be especially careful. Report anything or anyone suspicious immediately. The murderer will be caught and brought to justice. But you must all remain on guard until we do so. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
That's it. Everyone out of their busy schedules just to say that, huh? Okay. No, looks like more will be happening. Do we have a wheelchair ramp? Looks like a no. He's just gonna shout? I mean, we had microphones. But maybe he won't even be shouting. Maybe he'll just be talking.
When paying for our sins, we must not frown. The loss of Anna was for that debt.
She died because we frowned. Now we're frowning even more.
When purple fog covers our town, we'll all wander in hell, I fret. So says Mr. Stewart.
At least he doesn't talk like that just to me. Yeah, I'm feeling these tunes.
Sure knows how to steal thunder. Well then, Zach, let's ask some questions before all these guys leave.
That's what the gun's for, right? Asking questions. Thomas, you stare at that wall. I'm gonna jump down. Ha! I'm sure you'll
Quite a
avoid you.
performance. Mysterious and very poetic. But I don't think many of your audience appreciated it.
Why could I just not listen to him?
Mr. Francis York Morgan, the purple fog appears with rain, soiling and ruining our town. The evil does not drain. Find out why the town is soiled. Remove the source from which it boiled. Then and only then your case is solved. But for this to happen, to solve the crime, the proper must do the proper at the proper time. It is not yet mine, that is, Mr. Stewart's time, not mine. But if you, Mr. York, find the right timing to chat with me, that is, with Mr. Stewart, may that be. Informative and fruitful, you will see. So says Mr. Stewart.
So, Harry, you know something.
That you're not gonna tell
But
me right
there's
now.
some reason why you can't tell me yet.
What
Is
is
that
that?
what you're trying to say?
Cut the poetic rubbish, Harry, and tell us what you know. We can force you to talk, you know.
He is just a guy in a wheelchair. Can we just push him over till he tells us?
Mr. Francis York Morgan,
Lives are at stake here.
pay close attention to the signs, the omens, and the premonitions. Small they may be, they still are finds, and helpful to your investigations. So says Mr. Stewart.
Thanks for the warning, Harry. But don't worry. Me and Zach, we know what we're doing.
Well, one of us does. It's not me. Can I go back to stealing this coffee? Stolen. Oh, black. Shh. Butch lady, you're gone. Emily, what do you think about these people? We shouldn't stare at her for too long. Just appropriately long.
Agent York, are you finished asking questions yet?
Nope.
When you're done, let me know. We'll all get dinner.
Oh. Well, I guess that's good. Nice hat. Well, no one asked questions through here. How about you? Do you have questions?
Agent Morgan, here's your chance to get to know some of the townsfolk. Don't let it go to waste.
What townsfolk?
Agent York, your words really made me think about Anna's death again. How could one do such a terrible thing? I'm still in shock.
Thomas, I forgot to ask. You don't have a tattoo on your back, do you?
Tattoo? I do, actually. But why?
Could you show it to me, please?
What? Now? Here?
Yes, please. This is vital for our investigation.
Some sort of strange persona.
Okay, if it's gonna help you any.
Really on stage? In front of all of the townsfolk?
Well, I'm wondering who G is now, but aside from that,
Did it tell you anything?
it told me that you didn't kill Anna.
Of course not. What are you saying?
Do you have a tramp stamp?
You ought to see that
Thomas.
tattoo, Zach.
No.
Big heart with an arrow through it and Love G in the center.
Please, no.
I don't know when he got that done, but we've all been through the 80s.
Yes, cameraman, please. insinuate that it is not lower on his body. Suspect and suspect. Alright, suspects. I'm here to, I don't know, insult you in some way. Nice hats. Q.
I'm
Torn
FBI
jeans.
Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
So Anna was killed. But why does that bring the FBI here?
Darts bar employee Quint Dunn. Yeeho.
I have an interest in murder cases involving young women.
Well, you know, man, this might just be another case to you. But it means the death of a friend to me. I don't want you taking this lightly like it's just another case.
I never take anything of this nature lightly, I assure you. I'm here to apprehend the perpetrator who did this.
Yeah, because local enforcement can't shine their own boots, right?
Good point. You can't always count on the police now, can you? But that doesn't mean you're going to capture the perpetrator yourself, Quint.
How do you know my name?
I memorized the name of every citizen before arriving in town. I also know about you and your significant other.
You mean Becky?
Don't underestimate the FBI. We know and see everything.
I'm sorry if I was a little harsh. I want to help, I do. Okay?
Okay, Zach, I'll tell you how I knew his name. He's got a small Q on his hat. That was the only name beginning with Q that I could think of. He was even kind enough to tell us his girlfriend's name. I can read him like a book, Zach.
Okay. You weren't unbelievably well prepared for this. You just did like the fake psychic thing. I totally remembered the names of everyone in this town, yeah. And your significant other, not girlfriend or anything. And then he said the name for me.
You're York, right? I'm Richard Dunn, the owner of the Darts Bar, Swery 65.
Nice hat. Richard Dunn, Darts Bar owner.
How'd you like the town?
Oh, it's great. Aside from the murder that happened here.
Yep. I mean, murder just doesn't fit with a small town like ours.
Well, Richard, I'll have to correct you on that. Crimes don't care about size. Big town, small town, just isn't a factor.
I guess you're right.
So, how did you know Anna?
I've known her since she was a child. She was the same age as my son. You know, she always stood out, being pretty and all, just like her mother, Sally.
What do you know about Sally?
Well, I went all through school with her right here in town. I never thought our children would be the same age.
I don't see her here today.
Ah, well, see, she lost her husband, and this time it's her daughter. She's at home right now, trying to make peace with it all.
You seem to know a lot. How long have you been in love with her?
Hey, don't go there. That scar of yours tells me you got your hands full too, right? Let's not dive into personal matters. It'll be better for you and me.
You're right, Richard. Collecting gossip won't help with the matter at hand.
So have you ever guessed someone's name based on a letter on their clothing? I haven't. I don't think it'd work out very well. Ah, good doctor. Hello, Doctor Johnson.
Agent York, you make any progress?
Of course, plenty. Tell me, Usha, when is Anna's funeral?
That's still undecided. Sally isn't really in any condition to do it right now.
Her mother? I don't see her here.
Anna was her sole reason for living after her husband was deceased. Well, she's probably huddled up at home.
And I should probably take some time to pay her a visit.
Well, yes, you should. And I'd appreciate it if you could, too. But don't go too hard on her, okay?
Are your glasses casting a very strange shadow on your face? Also, man, that would have been a great idea of a thing to do while I was killing time.
Are you getting closer to catching the murderer?
Hello again, Fiona. Good to see you here.
Well, Dr. Johnson told me to be here. He said it would be important.
Well, that was good advice. He may be young, but he seems like a wise man.
Oh, and he's a very hard-working person, too. Everyone thinks he's some kind of weirdo, but I don't think so at all. People don't understand why he's in the autopsy room all day, but I do. He's doing research to make the world a better place in the future. You know, he already made a fortune in LA with his career.
I did not know that.
You didn't? Oh, the doctor is a very rich man. He has a really big house over by the lake.
Amazing, Zach. You must be loaded. Rich and young. A perfect combination.
But you don't get that feeling from him at all, do you? He doesn't show it. That's one of the things I like best about him.
Well, I could have been fooled if it weren't for you. Thanks for the valuable information, Fiona.
Now I'm making him pay for dinner. And gas. And extorting him for other things. Oh, it's not like I'm hurting for money. Hello, suspect. War veteran? Army?
So you're the FBI agent, are you?
The general owner of the scrapyard of doom.
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
I'm the general. I fought for my country in the Vietnam War.
A real-life war hero. So why are you living here?
Soldier, this is my hometown. After a man returns from war, there's no place to go other than his hometown. Your little speech, you mentioned the raincoat killer.
Was that a problem?
You imbecile. The raincoat killer's no myth, not mere folklore, not a fairy tale. It's based on actual events that happen in this town.
It is. I'm interested. Can you tell me more about this?
You kids today don't even know how to ask for something right. Soldier, if you want to hear more, you come to my office.
Thanks for calling me soldier, but you've also called me a kid.
Raw power, Zach. Despite the credibility issues, we should give him a visit. One thing, though. Calls himself a general, but isn't that a sergeant's uniform?
So he's crazy. I accept that. There's a lot of people here. Hey, Polly, I forgot where your place is.
Mr. Morgan, you're quite an impressive public speaker.
Really?
And a tree.
Thank you, Polly.
You reminded me a little of a play I saw when I was younger.
What kind of play?
I'm talking about back when this place was still called the Mercury Theatre. When I was young, I used to come here often with my husband. God rest his soul. We'd come on the weekend to see the latest play. He'd always pretend to be uninterested, but I could tell he was excited inside. He was just one of those kind of guys, really, thinking about it now.
Really, Polly? So what's your favorite play?
Oh, well, I like so many. There was one in particular, but I can't recall the name anymore. Oh, it was a very famous one, too.
Something by Shakespeare?
Oh, no, nothing. One more bell that doesn't ring anymore. I've always been forgetful about the plays we used to see anyway. Oh, and my husband would get angry at me for forgetting what we saw. He'd go on for hours retelling what the play was about. His eyes were so sparkling, like a happy young boy.
I see. So, what's your favorite play?
Oh, I almost forgot, Mr. Morgan. We're going to have another guest soon. I have to get back and get things ready. Sorry for having to hurry away. I'll see you back at the hotel.
You probably won't, unfortunately.
Zach, I think she could embarrass the toughest of the FBI's interrogators. She successfully avoided answering my question, Zach. Amazing.
Yeah. Adult lady. I don't even know what to say first about this. The moving, the outfit, the haircut, the face, or what they're holding. Hopefully she's holding. I'm just gonna dive right into this one. Look at this badge.
Oh my pot is getting cold.
Well, maybe you should smoke it already. Roaming Sigourney, nicknamed the Pot Lady.
Hey, mister, my pot is getting cold.
You are... who?
What are you saying? I'm Sigourney. Sigourney.
Sigourney. Okay. Now, what is the matter? Can you explain?
No time for chatting. I need to hurry. My pot is getting colder. Oh, you're useless.
Zach, we've met all sorts today, but really, she takes the cake. Amazing.
That's all we're getting out of this one, huh? Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Hopefully, dial back the crazy somewhere. Thank you so much for watching. And my hat is off to you.